Hi, I'm MJ from Lioness Publications, and we are going to be doing a session on Trump's Daily. And this is for the 22nd, which is Monday. Now, before we get into the daily, I just want to do a recap on how his speech went. And as I said, as I said this yesterday, he can be very persuasive, charismatic when he's speaking. And that was one of the things that was going to be showing up in his chart today. But I noted that he might get into places that he probably would be better off not going, which is exactly what he did. He was actually giving a relatively good speech. I think it was getting people spurred up. It was about Charlie Kirk. But he reverted to what? Talking about himself. But at least back at the end, he started to go back into bringing Charlie Kirk back into the conversation. Because, of course, it was a memorial service, in effect, for Charlie Kirk. So I just wanted to mention that. I think, you may not agree, but I think what I was saying yesterday was right on. He felt like he wasn't getting the spotlight, so he had to sort of drag it back to him. Just like those lights at the edge of the stage. So I couldn't miss that one. So let's take a look at what we have for tomorrow. We've got 5 angles. We've got 3 of the moon, and we've got 2 sort of more longer lasting ones. So the first one for the moon is conjuncting Neptune. And this is actually not a bad angle, especially after something like today, because it's going to put him more in touch with his ideals, his visions. It might also make him want to sort of spend a little bit more time thinking, or just sort of, more quiet time. And the best analogy I can have for this, the way he might be feeling, is that picture a busy harbor. You've got ships that are being unloaded. You've got cranes that are working and all this. And a fog rolls in. Once the fog rolls in, the work has to stop. And you may not see anything anymore, but you hear. You may hear the waves lapping at the shore. You may hear the seagulls. So it's that quiet moment, these quiet moments of reflection that he may have tomorrow. Sort of he's someplace else, and not necessarily, and it's an okay place to be. So the next one we have is Moon squaring Mercury. This is a little bit more difficult. Again, we've got Moon, emotions, Mercury, thought process, square is stress. So that means he's not really going to be able to express things well. He's going to be moody, he's going to be impulsive, he's going to be misreading what people are saying. Restless. And the best analogy I can come up with on this one is that, again, there's some emotion getting in there, so he's not really hearing what people are saying. Is that, think of him listening to a radio, or even you listening to a radio, and there's some static. And you're either maybe listening to a song or you're listening to someone speak, but there's static occasionally. So, and that's in effect what's being caused because you can't hear it, so it's stress. So you're trying to listen, and maybe you can make it out, maybe you can't. And that's what I mean about the misreading of what people are saying or what a situation is. So he's going to be prone to do that tomorrow. The next one we have, and again, this is one that I expect, would be something that happens after a memorial service, is Moon in conjunction with the wounded warrior. So there's going to be some part tomorrow where he's just going to be more in touch with his wounds. And again, these wounds are wounds that everyone has, not the same ones, but there are wounds everyone carries. And tomorrow they're going to be more bubbling up to the surface in Trump's case. So again, it's going to be more of a day that maybe sort of take a little bit of a backstage, but we'll see. Now, the next 2 are ones that, again, they last a little bit longer. One is a Jupiter angle, and in this case, it's Jupiter in conjunct Moon. So Jupiter, expansive, gaseous when it's not in a good angle. In conjunct is you can't get there from here. And what is it hitting? It's hitting his moon. And moon, think of it as sometimes home security. It's our emotional haven. Well, I don't even have to think of an analogy here for this one because what is he having done at the White House? He's having construction. He's putting a ballroom on. So he's going to be having all this construction going on, and it's going to be noisy. And this is his home, in effect. He's living here. So he's not going to have a lot of peace and quiet during the day between things going on outside, uprooting trees, machines going on. So this is something he's going to be dealing with for a while. Now, this is going to last not very, very long time, but it's going to last a little bit more than a day. So again, don't even need an analogy. We know what's going on there. The next one we have is the North Node. In this case, it's in conjunct Jupiter. So we have what? The place where we take in effect, is not able to do what? To be able to, in effect, nurture or grow where he has the potential. And what this is meaning is that he has projects and things like that are visions he wants to act on, and they're sort of going to go way to the wayside. He's not able to act on them. He's actually probably going to pick up a few other things that he wants to do. So you might see a big shift. And this is going to be over. This is not, again, a 1 or 2 day thing. This is going to be a little while, you're going to see a shift in where he's going to be focusing. So some of the things he was working on may sort of go down in priority. So I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day. Bye now.